Hi, welcome to Module 2. Because it's such a large module, this time instead of one large video for all the content, there'll be one for each of the assessments within the module. The practice activities are still the same as they have been in the prior weeks, and so that part shouldn't be too hard to navigate. First one I want to look at is the Week 4 assessment, which is identifying a research question. We talked about this very briefly in Module 1, as far as when you came up with an idea, or actually in the introductory module, when you came up with an idea that you had seen in a clinical setting that you thought would be a good focus. So what we're going to be doing is we're looking for a specific PICO question. If you're not familiar with PICO questions, they're in your book as well, but I want to walk you through what that is. So P in PICO is your patient population or problem of interest. I is intervention or issue of interest. C is a comparison. O is the outcome. You can also have T, this is optional, but a time frame. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the clinical concept you've looked at before, that idea, whether it was safety or whether it was patient-centered care, and you're going to start to turn that into a question. What is your research question on that? You are not gathering any primary research in this course. That means you're not actually doing the questionnaires and gathering data that you then have to analyze later, but it'll all be done through literature reviews and that approach. We'll get more into that as the semester goes forward. But there's a sample down here in the directions that show you'll be filling out a grid, and when you go back to the actual modules page, you'll notice that there's a template in here. That's the template you'll use. You can fill it out, and then you're going to submit it into the assessment page. But here's a brief example. I, as an educator, if I was looking at things that affect nursing education, let's say that my question was, among BSN students, how does daily yoga practice compared to no yoga practice affect self-reported stress levels over the course of a semester? So if that was my topic I was looking at, this has all the components in it. My population is the BSN students. The intervention would be the daily yoga practice compared to no yoga practice. The outcome would be the self-reported stress levels. And then for this one, I did do the optional time, which is 1 semester or 14 weeks. Now, you'll also be answering, so the actual question needs to be up here, and, oh my goodness, this should be a question mark. On yours, please make sure it's a question mark, as it is a PICO question. So I will be sure to go in and fix that. So you need to also answer, why did you select the topic? So on mine, as a little sample, I have students often discuss the negative implications of high stress levels. Yoga is often associated with stress reduction, so it may be possible that increased yoga practice could reduce stress level for students. You need to put a little explanation for why you selected your topic. And then also you need to answer, what would be the potential implications of the findings to the nursing profession? Again, you can read my little blurb in there as well. But for what it is that you're looking at, for the topic you're looking at, please address those two questions as well. This entire thing is worth 3 points, which again is 3% of your grade. And remember to use the due dates that are in your actual module and not just in this video, as these videos will be used for more than one semester. So as you go in, please make sure that you can articulate this. Now, the PICO question you create may not be the exact same one that carries through. As you start to do some more of the digging in on the topic in the upcoming weeks, you may need to tweak this some, where you broaden your population some or you narrow it. So for example, if I wasn't finding enough information on BSN students, it may need to be nursing students as a whole. Or if BSN students had way too much, I could have it be ADN to BSN students specifically, instead of those who are in a combined program that goes ADN through BSN altogether. So you're going to tweak different parts of this as the semester progresses. Find a topic that you're interested in. There's a fair amount of variety that you can choose from. It doesn't all have to be incredibly dry or incredibly highly clinical type questions. Students in the past have looked at hypnobirthing versus epidurals. People have looked at medicinal marijuana versus pain relief, or as a form of pain relief, compared to some of our pharmacological options that are still available now, that are legal within the state. So there's a wide variety of topics you can look at. I encourage you to choose one that is either directly applicable to your current clinical setting, or one that you've been in recently. It is, however, possible if you want to focus on something that is clinically significant within your own life, if you've recently had a diagnosis of something, or if you're caring for aging parents or a child with special needs, and you're looking at two different interventions that still have to do with patient safety in a general clinical concept. We can be somewhat flexible with that. Please reach out to your professors and if you have any questions as you go. But you will be submitting this part during your week 4, and then again, this will kind of get tweaked throughout the semester.